Yes, B McFly. So how did you come up with your name?
You know, man, like I always had like a little style with me. And everybody, I used to always tell people, man, you don't gotta dress foreign to be fly.
Yeah.
You know, man, I showed proof with that by taking a Target outfit that was $36. And everybody thought it was like some name brand outfit. I put my swag on it, and I always did that, man. So B McFly,
Yeah.
you know, that was like we the McFly boys, man.
Yeah, you definitely got a mixture accent. Like I hear a little New York and I hear some Philly.
Right.
So when I was doing my homework, I'm like, he from 60th Street. This guy sound like New York. Like,
well, I mean, I got the heart of a Philadelphian and the hustle of a New Yorker, man.
Yeah.
So I got both, man. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. My father is actually from New York. Okay. He's from Queens.
Okay, yeah.
So and I got mainly all my father's side of the family is from Queens and Brooklyn.
When did you go out to New York, or when did you move out of there?
I moved to New York in probably like what was that 07, somewhere around there. And that's how, you know, I've been.
Was it the time you was like transitioning?
You know, I was going through a lot still. You know what I mean? Like I was in and out of what I want to be in life.
Yeah.
You know, I got shot in 04, so 07, 08, it was like I was looking for a home, man. You know what I mean? Still living with my grandmother. You know what I mean? Like it was just an in and out process in the streets, playing both sides of the fence.
Oh yes. How was it growing up in Southwest?
Oh, well, in West Philly.
West Philly, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. West Philly was a rough stop because, I mean, it's a rough stop anywhere in Philly in a predominantly, you know, black neighborhood. Right. But, you know, I'm from Master Street. I was in one of the biggest wards in West Philly.
Because you did mention that. See, when I think of like West Philly up in that area, I think more of like a suburban kind of
like. That's a fact, though. Overbrook section. Right. Some parts of Winfield. You know, so I get it. Like West Philly gritty area is mainly like the bottom. Right. You know, in the projects, and 55th and Vine and all those areas. Yeah. But in Parkside a little bit, but even Parkside kind of like cleared up. Yeah. But where I'm from, man, we had the largest war in West Philly history.
Yeah. What was the game? Yeah. What was the war? Because there was 2 blocks against.
It was 2 blocks, Master Street versus Lansdowne, and that war lasted for about, I'm gonna say almost 10 years. Yeah. You know, people dying, people getting shot at, fights. You know, it's on. Yeah. You know, it was on.
That makes me think of the Jay-Z quote when he said, we're fighting over blocks that we don't own.
Well, yeah, and I spoke on that too. So, yeah. As I got older, I realized that.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you lost your mother. Yeah. You lost your mother at what age?
2015. So, I was, what's that, 4 years ago? Yeah, so I was 2015, 4 years, yeah.
So just growing up, were you always this guy that was preaching and talking to your friends like, yo, we gotta change, or you know, how did that really just come about?
I think I always had the leadership ability. You know, I was the leader. I was the head of my block. So I played both sides of the fence. It was like, yo, listen, I'm going to class, bro. Yo, I'm going to class too. No, it's time to rumble. I'm rumbling too. So my problem was I didn't have nobody guiding me. So I learned off of experience and people that was near me. But as far as having leadership ability, whether it was good or bad, I led my block.
You led your block. Yeah.
Whether it was in victory, no matter what it was, you know, whether it was good or bad, I'm leading us into victory.
Now, was your father, was he in that lifestyle too?
My father growing up, yeah, but he got caught up in the drug epidemic. So, you know, he was always a smooth guy, very with charisma. You know, he can dress, he smelled good, he was very neat. But when the drugs came out, right, you went from selling it to using it.
What drug was it?
It was crack cocaine. So, you know, my grandfather, God rest his soul, he's from Jamaica, but he moved to Philly from New York, and he was one of the biggest weed everything.
Yeah,
you know. So that's how my father, like, it was like, you know, he got into the game.
It's in your bloodline.
It's in the bloodline, man. You know what I mean? So That's what it is.
Were you in the street life too?
Of course. When my mother got clean, man, I started selling drugs for her at 13.
Your mother was on drugs too?
Yeah, she was on crack cocaine.
Wow.
She was on crack
So
cocaine.
growing up, you had to witness both of your parents on crack cocaine?
Yeah, so that's why, and this is why I talk to children, let them know, like you're not in a position that's far fetched. You know, I know what it feels like for my mother to leave me and say she'd be back and don't come back for weeks.
Wow.
I know what it feels like for my father. I'm waiting for a phone call and I'm expecting it to be my father, and it's not. It's a bill collector or it's my aunt or somebody. And this is not to talk down on my parents, because this is just what it is.
Yeah.
But this is why I'm here.
Was there any resentment to your mom during that time?
Of course, because I didn't know her. She had me at 14.
Wow.
You know, my father had me at 16. And once again, this is not a story that's like astronomical. Like this is not like, oh yeah, you was born on the moon and you landed on Earth on all 10 of your toes. No, this is a story that a lot of us went through.
Yeah. What happened to your mother?
As far as what?
As far as her death.
Oh, well, I mean, well, so she got off of crack, and she said she would never go back on that, which is true. But she thought she had it under control.
Okay.
And she went to smoking weed, to drinking, partying, and then the pills.
So she.
So after the pills, you know, things happened in her life, and I don't think she wanted to face the harsh reality. So she always wanted to sleep. So it's Seroquel, you know, to get me Seroquel. Like I get up to do what I got to do, clean myself, go to wherever I got to go to maintain the little bit of money or whatever she's getting.
Yeah.
But after she did that, it was like I'm sleep all day. And I think she had a heart attack.
Did that cause you to grow up faster?
Well, like growing up.
Yeah, like I mean, you got a mother that had you at 14. She was doing her own thing and getting into drugs. It's just like.
Well, to be honest with you, what helped me grow up fast was just the environment that I was in. Not in particular her situation. Now she added on to the hustle. You know, when she got clean in Williamsport, you know, she said, "Do you want to live with me?" And when I came to live with her, I seen a bunch of coke and shit, and I'm like, "Whoa, wait!" My heart was like, "Yo, Ma, I thought you wasn't on this shit."
Yeah.
No, I sell it. Huh? Now, my mother was the biggest drug queen in Williamsport history.
Really?
Yeah. So she said, well, son, what do you want to do? Do you want to sell? I mean, no, first she asked me, do I want to live with her? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going nowhere. Like, I ain't never been around you. Well, do you know how to count by tens and fives? Yeah, well, I need you to sell these drugs. And that's what I did.
Dang, I mean, from the outside looking in, like, did you think like this is not right? My mom is a bad influence.
No, this was the shit that it was just like it's on.
Now, what year was this?
Like around 93.
Okay, so we were still like in the rise of all the.
Yep. So this was like 93. I was selling. I was busting traps at that time. It was, yo, I need an 8-ball. I need an ounce. I will run over there because Williamsport is a small white town. A small white rich town. But it's a lot of people in recovery and on drugs and all that.
The money was good.
The money was great. The money was excellent. Like I used to buy all my friends food, lunch. Like I wish I was lying. I swear on my kid's life, I never seen that life at that time was immaculate for me. Because I kept at least $500 in my pocket at a young age.
Now, did you have
shooting
siblings?
Dice. Yeah, I had a sister.
Okay.
Shout out to Shantae.
Shantae. Was she in her life too?
No. She kept my mother kept her sheltered. Even up until like 18, kept her sheltered.
Wow. Are you older?
Yes, I'm older than her.
Okay. So after, you know, all of those things, and then she started to get clean, and, you know, she had her heart attack or, you know, her passing, how did you feel?
You know what I wish, and I tell people, right, and I want to tell the viewers this, right? Embrace your mother. Be passionate for your mother. Learn how to forgive yourself and be humble with yourself, and then learn how to forgive her. And if you are the more agile, the person that's more active and understanding, like teach your mother or teach your father how to be better than what they were yesterday, because I wish I would have experienced my mother. My mother wasn't affectionate. She gave up tough love. Like you know, that affection from your mother is everything. I didn't get that. I just got tough love and praises. So I wish I would have experienced my mother as a mother. You know?
Was it hard just going through life like without a mom?
Yeah, well, it was hard going through life without a father too, because I heard bad things about my father. And when I say, and believe it or not, my father was more compassionate than my mother. He was more affectionate, and that's why I think I get it from.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother that raised me wasn't affectionate, my mother wasn't affectionate, but my father is, and that I got that genetic from him. And like the times that he was around me, he loved me, he played with me, you know what I'm saying? We had fun together, but it wasn't as much. But you know, the significance of a mother is everything.
Yeah.
But it's everything for a father too, though.
Now you said it was a war zone back in back in your hometown, because I know you was talking about Williamsport. With that war going on, did you lose any friends? Was there situations?
I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of friends, and it's a tragic moment, because at the time I'm playing both ends. I'm playing like both both sides of the fence, and I really wanted to be who I am today.
Right.
But when I came home from school, it was on. It was on. So
high school, college.
See, in high school was just a rumble. You know, my man got shot in his neck in high school. Damn. But we didn't realize he lived. And we didn't realize how significant it was. R.I.P. to James, man, a.k.a. J. Raw. But it was on, man. Like, that shit was dangerous, man. While people was in jail for years and playing video games and doing whatever it is that they was doing, we was in a war. And I ain't have to be in it.
Yeah.
But I chose to be in it because I wanted to play both sides of the fence.
I was going to say, what started the war?
I don't know. I just follow suit. Whatever's going on, I'm just following.
Yeah.
I was a follower and a leader.
From playing both sides of the fence.
Yeah, because like you got to remember, as a man growing up in the hood, you don't know which male to go to because there ain't no males around. You know?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm carrying it.
Now with that history going on, I know sometimes it come a time when everything gets all caught up and this person getting taken in, or this person is snitching, and this person is, you know what I mean? Did you ever get so caught up that whoop whoop, cops is coming after you?
I'm gonna say this, right? No. And to be honest with you, I don't speak on nobody's cases. You know, but it's a dangerous game out there.
Right.
You know, and this is why the allure of being in the streets feel good. I got the gun on me.
Yeah.
Yo, it's on. Yo, they coming. You survive it and you able to tell a story. But that shit ain't get me nowhere but an early death, almost an early death, or long football numbers. It ain't worth it.
When you say an early death, did you look death in his eyes?
Absolutely. I got shot.
You got shot?
Yeah.
Was that the start of you wanting to change your life, or was it?
Well, I got shot right after I graduated from college. So I graduated from college May 2nd, 2004. I got shot July 4th, 2004. And that shit was like Saving Private Ryan. You know what I mean?
Break that down for people that don't know.
I mean, Saving Private Ryan is a movie where soldiers are trying to, you know, fighting in a war. So when I got shot, you know, I remember my man was over me like, they hit my man. And then next thing you know, he got up and ran because the George was coming. And then my man, shout out to my man, he know who he is, man. You know what I mean? He lifted me up, threw me on his shoulders. He was big enough to do that. And just put me in the hospital and kept going, man. I love everybody, but significantly, I love him for that.
Now, I gotta turn the cameras off because I don't want y'all to get too much in it, because we about to get real deep.
About to get deep.
Deep. At B McFly interview, it's a lot of great questions. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I can't wait to ask that one. All right, y'all.
Pass me mine, please.
I got you. There you go. Yeah, so how long you did time for?
Well, I never did like hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Through the grace of the universe, man,
Right.
I beat all my cases.
Mm-hmm.
With some good lawyers.
Good Lord, yeah.
And I just say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I tell people all the time, like, look, man, even if you're not in that street life, you need to put up for a lawyer. You never know.
Yo, listen, right? Let me explain something to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people that do time, right?
Right.
It's a good chance they didn't have no money.
Mm-hmm. I think Meek Mill said that in his documentary. He said he had to stay there because they had no money.
Like it's not just if a person didn't do time, that don't mean that they didn't do real crimes.
Right.
They got to put the pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes when you don't have any money,
right,
you're going to do time.
Was it hard being away from your kids away?
When I was, yeah, absolutely. When my son wrote me, I felt it. I felt it. I said, whoa. He said, Dad, you missed my first game. I said, My mother wrote, You know what I mean? So, yeah. Yeah.
How many kids you had at the time?
I got four, all four.
For all four at the time?
Three.
Three. How old is your youngest?
My youngest 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, soldier still
Sunday,
going strong.
yeah. Yo, listen. Oh my goodness, yes.
You got all boys, girls?
It's crazy. Ironically, it's boy, girl, boy, girl.
That's good.
And from the bottom on up is 5, 10, 15,
yeah,
and then 18. So it's like
you got an 18-year-old.
That's my son.
So did you have your kids young? Like how your mom?
I did. Well, my son. I had my son. He was born my first year in college. My first semester in college. So
about 19, 18.
I turned 18.
Okay, yeah. That was good age, I think.
I guess, man. No, I tell people don't have kids until you like after your 30s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why so?
Because, man, we black, man. It's hard for us to get it. It's hard for us to get over the hump. So why bring kids into this environment right now? So, people, it's like, don't let these people, trick us into, have kids early.
Yeah.
I heard people say, I just wanted to get it out the way, but you didn't get your life out the way. You didn't get your businesses out the way. You didn't you didn't dig deep down inside and discover your own diamond before you had a diamond. So, yes, I had people say, my mother don't have a child, but, I looked at it like, shit, everybody's having children.
Real shit.
So if my father would have instilled that in me, maybe I would have followed suit. And that's what I do with my oldest son.
Did your kids witness any of Did your kids witness any of your struggles as far as just you being incarcerated or having to go through your death?
Yes, they witnessed a lot of my addiction. My oldest son, he probably couldn't comprehend it.
Yeah.
My youngest couldn't comprehend it at all. My oldest daughter didn't, she witnessed it through me not being around.
How was that? What were you addicted to?
I was addicted to Percocets.
Percocets. How did you get addicted to them?
When I got shot, I was prescribed by the doctor Percocets. And mind you, I didn't know what a Percocet was.
Right.
I was an athlete. I swim. I played basketball. The most I did was drink, smoke, hit. You know what I mean? But I took an E-pill a couple times, but I didn't like the way it made me feel, an after effect.
Yeah.
But somewhere in my mind, I said, without comprehending it, if I take something with the same ingredients as the E-pill, I may love it.
What do you mean by that? Like Coke?
Well, not Coke. Well, whatever is inside the Percocet, it might be inside the E-pill as well.
To get that good feeling.
To give me that feeling.
The numbing feeling.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that. You know what's crazy? When I did see your post, you congratulated the guy for being clean for maybe, I think he said it maybe a few years or so like that.
Like a little over 6 years.
Yeah. And I looked at your situation. I'm like, I could understand maybe why he might have wanted to escape from all the realities, you being in the war at a young age, your mom passing away, and just her situation, and your dad and your stepfather passing away. I'm like, okay, I can understand the whole Percocet thing, but hearing you got addicted from being shot, it seemed like a lot of young brothers are being addicted to Percocets or oxycodone from an injury.
Well, yeah, doctors in America are not built and designed to keep us away. They're built and designed to keep us coming back. So Percocets, when I first took a Percocet, I said, why in the hell they don't prescribe this shit over the counter? Forget a Tylenol, a Motrin, a aspirin, Excedrin. Percocets will take the pain away immediately. So I get it. We got to keep coming back.
Yeah.
That's the whole game plan. So when I started taking Percocets,
which kind?
They were the fives at first.
Okay.
It was a blue pill.
Okay.
But when I first started taking Percocets, right, for the pain, I'm like, okay, I'm taking it for the pain. Then after a while, I'm like, shit, I'm taking it for the mental pain too. Like I've been through some shit.
Hold up. So it's taking away your mental pain too?
Yeah, it's taking away my mental pain because now I'm thinking about me being physically abused. I'm thinking about my mother being on drugs, my father being on drugs, my mother being beaten by my father, my mother being shot, stabbed, my father being shot. I'm thinking about like lonely nights of crying, looking at the moon. I'm thinking about like being transferred from house to house. I'm thinking about these things and I'm saying to myself like I need more, but I'm not comprehending that I need more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can understand that because, like you said, it's prescribed for pain. So if you're taking them and it's taking away your pain from, I guess, a ligament or your shot, something has to go to the brain, like take away pain.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Go, now the harsh reality is, now for me pretending to be somebody that I'm not.
Yeah.
Now it takes away that too.
When did you realize you was addicted?
In 08. In 08.
In 08.
That's when I used to walk around with bottles. Like it was so easy. The access of getting Percocets. You could go to people, yo, I got a bottle of Perks for sale, like easy. It was like, yo, you could go to anybody.
Did you graduate from fives and going like?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I graduated because I found myself taking fives. I used to get fives like it wasn't nothing. So then I'm like, okay, tens. Oh, okay, cool. That's kind of cool. And then, you know what I mean? I'm like 15s and 30s. I'm never going that far.
Yeah.
And then I just did it, man. And it was just like, now I'm just 30'd out.
Damn.
How
many 30s a day?
I needed 5 on the wake up.
Dang, on a wake up?
Yeah.
So on an average day, how many you think you take?
30, about 5, 10, 15, 30.
15 30s? How long did it take you to get from there to there?
15 to 30 30s.
How long did it take you to get there?
I say throughout 10 years.
10 years?
Throughout 10 years.
Damn.
Of just progressing, being immune, taking them as much as possible.
Does that come from, like, just over time you want to get more lit? I know they say you build a tolerance.
I think it's just I have an addictive personality. Because you have some people that are functional addicts. Like I'm not the guy that can go to work.
Yeah.
And take care of my bills and all that, play with my children, and then get high later on. No, I need to be high all day.
Damn.
I need to be
high around your kids?
Yes. I did a lot of things throughout my addiction. I did everything in my addiction to get my drug of choice except anything with another man. Anything. Never did with another man. And I never told on anybody. I mean, anything outrageously, I don't know. Like, but those are the things that I can.
To feed your addiction?
Yeah, those are the things that I can think of to say, nah, I ain't go that route.
Yeah.
But I went some crazy routes.
What was you doing, or what was it like when you couldn't find a drug to feed that habit?
What? I'm skitzing, I'm begging, I'm borrowing. I'm using my children as an escape route. I'm doing a lot of criminal activities. Yeah. Man, I'm stealing. Man, I put my hands on my baby. Like it's not. It's like the addiction, the disease of addiction, make you do things that you've never done before. Yeah. Like things that you can't even imagine. Yeah. That's why I said I'm clear enough in my head to say, well, damn, I never sold my body to another man. I never did anything with another man to say, damn, I needed that for my addiction. But that's what I'm afraid of, man. This is why I can't go back out there.
Yeah. What was your moment where you felt like No, I gotta get myself together. This shit is not. Nah.
I think when it got to the point where I wanted to commit suicide. So every night now I'm mixing Percocets with Xannies, and every night I'm at my highest point, and it's somewhere in the back of my mind when I'm laying down trying to and I'm high. What if I don't wake up the next morning?
Yeah.
And when I woke up the next morning, that's when I knew I wanted to commit suicide because I wanted to take more pills. It's like, see, taking drugs, black people, we're tough for the wrong reasons. It's not normal that you see a person in our community say, I put a gun in my head and it's over. I put a knife to my wrist or my heart and it's over. I found the roof and jumped off of it. It's a lot of people out there that's still taking drugs that's saying, damn, I want this to be over.
Right.
So when I woke up the next morning, fuck what I was thinking about last night. I want to take more drugs. But in my right mind, it's like, no,
you want to get yourself together. Do you think if you ain't had that moment, you would be down K&A right now?
I probably will be. You know, if I didn't have the help of my kid's mother too. You know, and then my children, and then me thinking about I fight with the harsh reality.
Yeah.
Like I fight with the fact that you graduated, you did this, you did that, and look where you at now. I fight with that.
You feel for K-Dot right now?
I do. I feel for anybody that's addicted to, because the disease of addiction has no picks. It don't care about how much money you got. It don't care your color. It don't care about if you're disabled. It don't care if you straight. It don't care. Long as we want you to die.
Yeah.
From this. It's no picks.
What's your thoughts when you see him on a picture?
Man, I look at it like this, right? Instead of reposting pictures of K-Dot in the sense of not saying, yo, this is the awareness, look at K-Dot. It's more so like repost the people that's like, yo, he got off of it, she got off of it.
Right.
Repost them. Because right now, we don't have nobody that represents us in our community that talk about drugs. Right? Percocets is the epidemic.
Yeah.
And the next level, I tell people, the next level is dope. Dope. And that's what I'm afraid of. Yeah. So me helping that next person keeps me clean for 24 hours. Because I know what it do to families. Yeah. It destroys them. I wouldn't have this place here. Yeah. It wouldn't be my son freely believes that I'm going to stay off of drugs when he walked through that door. So I feel for K-Dot, and I feel for everybody that's on drugs.
What was the struggle like getting over the Percocets?
The withdrawal. Like you sweat, your body ache, you constipated. I remember pulling shit out my ass because it was that bad. I couldn't do it. Can't sleep. Can't eat. Your eyes is hurting, your ears is hurting, your fingers is hurting, your your toes is hurting, your restless leg syndrome. It's bad. So when people laugh about it and say, well, oh, here we go with this drug. Are you stupid or dumb? That shit kills homes, man. Black men are locked up because of that drug or dope. And when I use black men, not to say black women are not included, but y'all left to do the man work.
Did you lose friends changing your life around? Anybody used to kick it with looked at you and said, yo, man, you're not the same.
I'm not going to say that. In the beginning, your friends are not going to support you until the outsiders stamp your greatness. So what I mean by that is when I first started this mission, it was jokes. He'll be back on the whole 9 yards. And see, I understand that. You want to know why? Because I gave people. So I'm comfortable in my skin to know that I gave people that emotion. Man, I stopped and jumped back on.
So you stopped and you jumped back on?
I stopped and I jumped back on. So I understand why a lot of my friends were like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as me losing friends,
Mm-hmm.
no. I guess everybody kind of like I've been consistent.
Mm.
So it's like, nah, we respect your movement.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I want to talk to you personally.
Yeah.
Because black men, we are afraid to show our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll be talking to people.
And do you feel like your videos are your testimony?
Absolutely. I did one with my son
Mm-hmm.
where I'm on the corner chilling and he, you know what I mean? I did that. I did video with me getting kicked out of a house.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going from couch to couch.
Yeah.
I was a fly broke nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I was a good look. You throw some girl can throw some clothes on me.
Mm-hmm.
Or well, you can walk down the street with me, but I ain't had no money in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And getting kicked out with one bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I did a lot of stuff, man. I did one about my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of these videos, I tell people it's about me.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, because I got some videos on there where it ain't about me. But yeah, man, I gotta come at myself first.
Yeah, your one video, it went viral. It was the evolution of a black man. It started him being a young boy, to him being inspired by football.
Yeah.
And then he got into the gang.
Yup.
That one right there, I said, yo, this guy got something to say. And then you got posted by Tammy from Housewives, Steph Curry following you, Ebro, like, it was going down for you.
It was amazing because, these are just a thought.
Mm-hmm.
And along with being living in the reality,
right?
Along with watching the everyday struggle.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't think past their height.
Mm-hmm.
They think right where their eyebrows is at, and they think that that's where you're supposed to stop.
Mm-hmm.
My shit is going to the moon somewhere, to another planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no thought is far-fetched. I'm putting it on that camera.
Right.
The 1 minute assassin, man.
My favorite video is, you know what I can't stand?
What's that?
Dry hater.
I hate you dry haters, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Ooh, that shit, man, I can relate to that video in so many ways. I'm not the dry hater, but I've been through situations where I'm like, yeah, you a hater. Even with like some of my own people that I was calling friends, frenemies.
Right,
put it like that. Yeah.
Let me tell you something, right? Everybody can't get the support.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't like everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people, I may like their stuff, but I just don't want to support it because you don't know if they playing around or not, right? You can't always give out a lending hand to people that's not consistent.
Right.
You can't make me like your craft.
Mm-hmm.
If it's corny to me, don't say I'm a hater because it's corny to me.
Yeah.
Right? But then you got people that are just straight up dry haters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, I wonder what would Harriet Tubman do? She went back to free more slaves, right? But you got people that say it's no handouts.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just don't want nobody to be better than you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what would Harriet Tubman do? Man, I'm on the tip, like, at the end of the day, man, a lot of people don't want to help others because, and they use the reverse psychology. And that's where the dry haters come in at.
Right.
When they can't use you or reap the benefits from you, they probably tell people not to work with you. You know what I mean? And they got it all. And they still doing some dry hating stuff.
Real
now,
shit.
Haters and dry haters is different. A dry hater is a person that's in position. But a hater, is just a person that's just hating on the deli, nothing good to say. You know what I mean? But them dry haters, they be in position, a repost or a comment, anything that's going to put a person to the next level.
Yeah. So speaking of support, how is the support now that you're in the position that you are now? Okay, so what I mean by that is, have you ever seen your friends or somebody like, I think you just give me some support, but then they'll be like, fuck it, I'm going to go jump on Wallow bandwagon. I'm going to jump on this person bandwagon. It's like, damn, dog.
Well, see, my thing about jumping on different people, bandwagon, like, whether it's Wallow, whether it's King Erna, whether it's anybody, I wouldn't say jump on a bandwagon. I would say more like I may not fit their criteria. So that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Or any other motivational speaker in Philadelphia. What I speak on may be totally different from what Wallow and King Ernest speak on.
So how you separate yourself in just like this whole motivational thing? Because we got a lot of like artists that's doing it. Like you got your LGBTQI feast bangers is doing things, and then now you got Wallow doing his thing. And I won't say you guys are similar because y'all have two different stories and how y'all deliver it. But how do you just separate yourself from people that are doing the motivational thing?
Well, first, I just want to say thank you to those guys that are touching the lives of people, right? So in that perspective, thank you. You know, shout out to KP. You know what I mean? Shout out to Gungeon. You know, those guys that does those along with Feast Banger and Wallow and King Erna and a few other people. Oh, and Major Change too. Shout out to him too. But for me, you know, I speak on 5 things that are killing our community. Addiction. I speak on gun violence. I speak on education. I'm very keen and firm with that.
Right.
I speak on mental health. You know, and I speak on the rehabilitation of a black father. So I don't know if they ever spoke on that type of stuff. Or, you know, ever stay on, but those are my main core topics. So, and then when I do my skits, I do my skits based on inner city issues. You know, I did my skit on a girls being abducted.
Yeah.
Do my skits on girls, you know, girls being raped. I did a skit on that, statutory rape. How many girls that was 12, 13, 14 years old messing with a guy that was 26? That's what I speak on.
How does your material come about? Like, do you just freestyle? Because, see, I see the difference between you and others is it seems like you put a lot of thought into yours.
I do.
And you put out, like, you don't oversaturate yourself with material. Like, I gotta put this, I gotta do this.
No.
It's like you're real strategic.
I know people, right, strategic. A lot of people, you know, they look at, a lot of people get tired. So you gotta switch it up. I may crack a joke. I show personality.
Yeah, you do.
And I feel like that's what we can bring to the table with me, personality. Not saying nobody else have personality, but you know, I'm well-rounded.
Do you think you still would be helping with the community or getting the word out if it wasn't no Instagram, wasn't no social media?
Absolutely, because I'm a people's person. I'm not just this. I can speak to people. I can gravitate. I don't care who you are. You could be. I chill. Well, I don't chill, but I have people that I call friends that I love and adore that are some of the roughest people. And then I chill with some of the people that consider themselves like totally different. They could be nerds. They could be regular Joe people. I feel like I have to adapt to everybody. So that's where I'm at with it.
Do you take your, I know I asked this earlier, but I really want to get into it. Do you really look back on your life and be like, yo, I went through some shit. How the fuck am I still like?
Of course, you know, first I look at my life and I be like, well, my life is no different from a lot of people. So I don't look at myself as, like I said, this astronomical, you know, I got this astronomical story where I was born on the moon and landed on Earth. But of course, I cried a lot. I yelled a lot.
They say guys you gotta be a tough guy. I watched the 30 for 30 with Dennis Rodman, and they dug in his ass paws for crying for getting Defensive Player of the Year.
Listen, man, Mike Tyson said it the best. Before he entered the ring, he was nervous. I watched Mike Tyson cry. I have a friend named Shawnee, aka Bang Out, one of the toughest guys I know from my block. Tears used to come down his eyes, but he was a man's man. He was tough. So all this emotional, we more emotional with the dumb shit. Oh, he don't like me. That's emotional.
It is, yeah.
You know, so not crying does not mean like you soft because you're hard because you don't cry.
Since we talked about earlier that, you know, what you was doing when you were younger was in your bloodline, have you ever experienced your sons dipping into that?
Yeah.
Or maybe your daughter thinking it's a hot girl summer?
My son smoked weed. but he's respectful. I don't knock people. We for me is not the bad. It's the least drug. It is a drug, but it's the least harmful drug out of all of them. But I feel like I tell them like sometimes it can keep you content. So when I look at players like Allen Iverson, and I look at a player like Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant didn't do no drugs. Allen Iverson did. Now, that's not to say Kobe's better than Allen Iverson. In my opinion, he is. But to keep it on topic, Allen Iverson drank, he smoked, but he had a natural God's gift talent. Imagine if he didn't do those things. Probably would have went to the next level.
Do you think that? Some people say, of course we know drugs derail people in certain ways, but do you really think that can really affect you when you're trying to get to $1 billion?
I feel like it. A lot of people are on drugs. A lot of people smoke weed. I feel like drugs. A cigarette is a drug. All of it is drugs. But I'm looking at greatness.
Yeah.
I want to just be great. If you feel like $1 billion can get you, by smoking weed. Puff Daddy smoked weed. I'm quite sure he do. I'm quite sure Jay-Z do. But I don't know if they was doing that to get there first.
See, Lil Wayne said something, and it made me scratch my head because I do think it's true, and then I also feel like, when you're in the studio, you create. When you might take your little drink, we out in the club, loosen up a little bit. He said that people hated when I was on lean, but I gave you my best work.
Yeah, but see, but you had seizures. Like, think about that. Like, I was my best. I was at my best of getting money when I was on drugs. Like, I can scheme, I can connive, I can manipulate. I was at my best. But now that I'm drug free, I'm at my greatness.
And greatness, as in how? As in being modest,
as in being understanding, as in having a clear mind. Because when your body, whenever you're used to, you're gonna feel like that's it, right? And I'm used to dealing with pain, so I deal with it. No, that's not good.
Was there ever a time you were preaching this, but you were still high?
Yeah, hell yeah. I told you I was a manipulator. I was a womanizer. I was a user. I was an addict, man. I didn't give a fuck. So yes, I did everything that you want me to act like I'm fucking Martin Luther King, then that's what I'm going to do. You going to pay me? Motherfucking right. I'm going to be sweating and getting paid for it.
I don't think people talk about this part here, but the financial loss of being an addict.
It feels good to know that my bills are paid. It feels good to know that I got fucking Wi-Fi in here and I can put on the key. What is it? The fire stick. The electric is on. We're in my house. That feels good. I was not in this position a year and 8 months ago at all.
Do you think the younger you will be watching your videos that you're making now?
Yes. Yes, because I always had it in my heart. If I had this growing up, I wasn't a fan of Instagram and all that growing up. I thought that shit was coward. I thought it was corny. I had Facebook. I never had Facebook, but I was in college. I remember when Facebook were only for college kids. But I was like, man, that shit play is corny. I wish some people say you had to go through this, but at the end of the day, I wish I didn't have to go through this.
Well, what made you want to start branding B McFly? Like, what made you really want to be like, you know what, I'm gonna take this shit serious?
I started taking serious after I did my first skit. When everybody laughed at me, my son laughed at me, not to talk down on me, but it was like, yo, what you think, you gonna go to the top with this? And then, but I embraced it. One thing I learned from Kobe Bryant is you embrace whatever's coming to you. You have to feel it. I did it, and then next thing you know, it really hit me when Steph Curry started following me. Then it started hitting me even more when all the celebrities is following me. And then I'm seeing Damian Lillard. He gave me a shout. I said, whoa, I'm only a year and 7 months clean. Come on. Like, what are you not understanding here, people? This is not, I don't have no names behind me. I don't have no special, oh, yo, but he knows somebody that knows somebody. I don't have that. All I got is this, and this, and this. Now I have people supporting me. Let's be clear. I don't dismiss them. But I'm talking about when it come down to me and my diamond, I got that. I found it. Diamond come from dirt. That's why I had to dig that deep down inside.
Now, you know, I got to ask the Philly question. Now that you got it, you got those people following you, got the views, you got the followers. I know you got people like, B, put me on. You got this. I know you can help me out.
Yeah, but they got to understand this, though, man. Maybe your content doesn't fit me. You have to realize one thing. You cannot force a person to, you talking about, I listen to rap, but I ain't trying to be on the tip like, yo, sometimes it's an act. I get it. You're not selling birds, and I get it. It's all an act. You're not really killing nobody. It's all an act. Denzel Washington did it, right? But you don't, like, all that don't fit on my page though. You can't be talking about, and then you got your page open, and then you be doing something totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody wanted me to do something with him and act like we men of honor, and next thing you know, he got locked up for something crazy.
I was just going to get into that.
Yeah.
With your collaboration. I don't see a lot of people that that does the motivational and inspirational stuff doing collaboration.
I'll do collaborate. I'll talk to any man. I collaborate with anybody, but it has to be sometimes under my circumstances because I know people are people. But I'm not, I'm not indulging in nonsense.
Now I gotta. This is it's almost equivalent to what people feel about church. When they feel like church is free, shouldn't have to pay donations or things like that. And then, do you ever come across a situation where people feel like, "Come on, you a motivator. You just do it for the love, for the exposure"?
Well, how am I supposed to? How am I supposed to live? Like you want to pay people for their services. See, black people are emotional. Everything got to touch home. Oh no, why you want to get paid? The same way the Chinese man want to get paid. The same way everybody else want to get paid. Now, it's times I do things free. I'm at town hall meetings. I'm at events. I'm speaking that's not paid events. I'm not just there for the check, but I have to live too.
Now, is this your focus here? Is this your...
I'm done teaching. I was a teacher for so many years. I'm done teaching. I drive Lyft to maintain, money, but I have merch and stuff like that. But I can't be in a classroom for 6 hours.
Have people recognize you doing Lyft?
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Pity Crack.
That got to be fun though. Like,
I love it because I'm a people's person, so I love it. I can talk to anybody.
What's your birthday?
November 1st.
That makes you a Scorpio.
Yes.
4 kids.
4, yeah, well, that's what the Scorpio life is about, right? Whatever they say about the Scorpios is true. Yeah.
With your focus being on your material and your brand, what is your goals?
Well, right now, I have my website. That's a beautiful thing, man. I was so honored to have one because I always wanted to have one, and I have a lot of stuff on there. Like I have merchandise on there. That's going to be on there, soon. It'll probably be on there by the time everybody see this video. That's, just to keep things going. But I want to speak in big events, man.
Yeah.
I want to speak in big events, schools, colleges. I want to create a sitcom called Rehab. Man, I want to have connect and build a rehab, rehabilitation program, and man, acting, directing, because I do that. I'm getting way better.
Yeah.
And like I got some things coming up.
I always felt like in this business, it's all about your brand and what you bring to the table. Have you ever came across a situation where you felt like damn, my past has hindered me from whatever?
Yeah, to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
Personal relationships.
Mm.
You know, just people that knew that I lied,
Mm.
and it hurts me. And this is why I'm very transparent. In
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of my stage, I spoke out in the open.
I was gonna
Like my
ask you
daughter,
that.
for
Mm-hmm.
instance. My daughter lives in Florida. I live in Philadelphia. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't physically seen my daughter in 2 years,
Mm.
like face to face. But we on FaceTime, and I'm verbally raising her.
Mm-hmm.
She's my best friend.
Does that get to you?
Yes, she loves me. It's like it never. It's amazing how something like being a deadbeat father at one point,
Mm.
and how I just changed dramatically. All the baby mothers is
Yeah.
in pocket.
Man,
All the kids is in pocket.
wait, I
Being
can't
good
believe you
money.
said that.
Um,
You was?
a deadbeat father? Yes. Yes,
Do you?
I chose women, I chose drugs, I chose to chill out on a corner and talk about basketball before I chose to spend time with my children. And it's a lot of men out there that's like that, but the harsh reality is this is why they don't want to hear me. Because I speak on the harsh reality. I didn't
Mm.
have money in my pocket and ain't give them none. Like, come on, man.
Mm.
I'm the one that's, and this is why I say I'm the top motivator in the world. Because I
Mm-hmm.
speak on things like that. This is the harsh reality.
Anybody ever say, I don't care what you're doing, you're still an addict in my eyes?
I mean, that's cool. They're supposed to think that way.
Mm.
They haven't healed yet.
Mm.
You're not going to be receptive to change until you change and heal.
Mm-hmm. That yo, this gotta be one of my most transparent interviews. I'm still stuck on you admitting to being a deadbeat. So many dads would just be like, "Yo, nah, man, I was doing this," making excuses.
Well, I'm here to embarrass myself,
Mm.
or to let
Live your
people know,
truth.
right. So I tell people, don't be ashamed of your story, right? Be ashamed if there's no ending to your story.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's no ending to your story, then you're going to be ashamed. You're going to be in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable.
You do
I'm
this from the
chilling.
muscle?
I'm chilling, yeah, from the muscle.
No
From my,
help?
well, as far as what?
As far as just your brand, everything you have going on.
Well, now I'm starting to get help,
Okay.
but and that's that person. I'll reveal that person
Okay.
soon. But yeah. I mean, but it's still from the muscle though.
Mm-hmm. They say behind every man is a great woman.
That's a fact. I believe it's time to get married.
Mm.
It's time to get married. It's time to like, I that push.
Yeah.
Women are the best teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Women are the first teachers.
Dave Dash said, I don't sit around men all the time. I be chilling around women.
No, well, women raise this, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And this is why a lot of men have female tendencies. They don't want to admit to it,
Mm-hmm.
but we do, right? But they don't understand the DNA of a man.
Yeah.
And this is why men have to stay around,
Mm-hmm.
So
What's next for you?
I have a couple speaking engagements coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a major project. It's not even a project, it's a business venture where, I'm about to start making shirts and stuff
Mm-hmm.
for our community. But it's not just a ordinary printing shirts.
Mm-hmm.
This one is gonna be very, you know, live. It's gonna be like it. It's gonna be the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm all here for it. Anything to help the community and
Yeah.
motivate, I'm all for it. I just really want a lot of, folks to, or I'm sorry, you, because I love your delivery, to speak to these young men and women too with this whole drug epidemic going on.
Well, we just got to change our mental health. I believe like we were raised to say, don't tell nobody about your problems because people are going to use it against you. But let me explain something to you. Would you rather have someone laugh at you because you have an issue, or would you rather have someone laugh at you because you're fixing your issue? And there's people out there that can help you. I'm free. I'm not tensed anymore. I'm so comfortable in my skin, man. It don't even make no sense. So go out there and get the help. Fix your mental health. Fix your sobriety. Become a better mother or a better father. Become a better person. Heal.
I don't even want this interview to end.
I
Like
don't either.
I'm feeling it. Like I'm feeling it. Oh, someone had a good question. They said that. I'm sorry, I'm at to look at this paper. It says, when you look back on a view of your life, what made you stronger today?
Well, I look at the fact that everything that I've been through, from crying to begging for help, being transferred from here to there, being the only person in my family on my mother's side and my father's side, my immediate family though, that graduated from college. I've always been a leader. I had the leadership ability, man. And I look back at that and I'm like, damn, I'm the man of the family. And I gotta carry that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what making me strong today. My children, you know, the pain that I put them through.
What's your thoughts on Jay-Z and the NFL?
I look at it like this, man. He's a businessman. We can't be emotional. We can't look at him like he's going to save us. We got to look at him like this. This is who he is. He may be a decoy. He may own NFL a team. He may bring Kaepernick in. Who knows? But the bottom line is, man, we got to stop being so emotional. He's not going to change it. Yeah, we want Jay-Z, but he's not going to change it.
Yeah.
Look at me, man, for change.
How do you feel about Donald Trump with, you know what? Do you think Donald Trump opened up some old wounds with the whole racial issue and the immigrants to just the African Americans and Caucasians fighting now? Do you feel like it's a method to his madness, or do you feel like this is how he genuinely feels? Because a lot of African Americans speak highly of him before he was in office.
Yeah, well, you can't. African Americans, we always looking for somebody else to blame. In the sense of this, if a person is going to keep picking on you, they're going to keep picking on you because you allow them. So all this, use our tactics, take away our tactics of using each other and reverse it. I can't fight the enemy if I don't know nothing about him, if I never study my opponent. I can't just go off of heart. I got to go off of knowledge too.
Study your opponent.
You have to study your opponent. So once you study your opponent, you know how to come. Well, listen, the aggressive black man. Check me out. I have that on iTunes as well. I have an audio book
about the link at the bottom.
Yeah, about the aggressive black man. The system beat us with intelligence. We beat each other with aggression. So you're never going to be able to beat the system with aggression. It's never going to work. You have to fight with intelligence. Shout out to Huey P. He studied the law. And not just studied the law. He studied the law and he seen the loopholes and said, well, damn, they said we can't carry a loaded gun, but they never said we can't carry a gun. Come on, y'all.
So should we study? I know we should do both, but should we study the law more or financial literacy more?
We have to study all of it because the financial literacy is law. When you own, you got an LLC and this, that, and the third, and what they can and can't do. Come on.
What's your advice for upcoming rappers?
Man, you got to be able to spit bars. You got to be able to adapt to your environment and make songs. And if you can't do those three, you can't be one-minded. One-minded, being real is not going to get you no money. And I mean, you can still be real, but be creative. I told you before, a lot of people don't think past their height. You got to think past your height and go against anything that's far-fetched to you. Stop listening to the people that just say, no, this is hot, this is hot. I need somebody to tell me it's not hot. Do something else. And even if it hurt inside, I got to just deal with it.
Speaking of rappers, what's your thoughts on 6ix9ine and his, as they call it, snitching, ratting, telling?
Man, listen. This thing about telling and ratting and all that, first of all, if you've never been in a situation where you had to sit in front of them folks and them folks ask you, we know you did it. Listen, if you tell us this, that, and the third, either we can help you. If you've never been in that position, then shut up, number one. A lot of people be talking because they got lips and never been in that position. Oh, he a rat. Well, what did you do? Now, for a person like me that's qualified to talk about that, he's a rat.
You gotta be qualified.
You gotta be qualified to talk about those
Bean
things.
said that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be running around. Oh, you ready? What Muslada said? What did you do? You didn't do nothing, so you're not qualified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you side with McFly on the Meek
I don't get
situation?
involved in that, man. You know what I mean? I can't get involved in that because at the end of the day, I haven't read everything, and I can't. There's no paperwork on them. So at this point, it's like you can't be talking. I can't call nobody a rat if I ain't seen no paperwork. But I do like the "What did you do?"
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. That's no shade to Meek Mill, but I like that. What did you do, though?
Look, man, I know you shouted out KP earlier, but it looked like a KP on your phone right now.
That's my guy.
Yo, we out of here, man. Be McFly, DJ Dior.
Ah!
That was the way to go out.